Good morning, everyone. Today is Friday, December 19th, and today we will cover Granite Shares YieldBoost funds. As we always do every Friday, sorry, I've been MIA, been a long time. Should have left you. But anyway, you didn't want me talking, and it would be ugly. Even today's a stretch, but we will get through this. So thank you for your patience. And anyway, Bitcoin update. Yeah, we haven't missed much except red and red and red. And today we are bringing green back with us. So here we go, 88K. Wonderful. All right. So anyway, let's get to the coverage. What's Granite Shares doing? What's YieldBoost doing? Well, a lot lately. Big update for them this week. By the way, we are live this morning. If someone can confirm that the audio is all good, I would appreciate it. So again, this is the Granite Shares website. If you go under ETFs, we're going to focus on YieldBoost because that's what we do. And right away, you'll see, okay, here's what they offer, right? Here's what they offer. Here's the popular funds, KOI, NVYY, and TSYY. No surprise, right? No surprise there. However, I don't know if you guys heard, but there is now the fund of funds available. They are known as, we're going to call this one YBST, and this one's YBST. So YBST is the beast, essentially, because they own everything. They own it all, except the index ones, equally. And it's the fund of funds. It's the YieldBoost fund of funds for the individual tickers. All right. And then if we go to YBST, this is the top yielders, as if they needed that, as if the YBST would not be a top yielder enough. So I'll just go into each and just see what it says. I actually didn't look, so we can look at this together. They actually already declared distribution, by the way, too. 80% is the distribution rate for YBST. So beast mode is in session. All right, so you see single stock universe. It's an actively managed ETF, operation weekly, Great. All right, so I mean, nothing complex here. It's a fund of funds, right? This I thought was interesting. Ex-dividend date was Monday? Yeah, Monday's the 21st. So what pay date? Yeah, pay date shows Christmas, so obviously that can't happen unless the bank wants to work on Christmas, but it's showing Christmas. I think their pay date is supposed to be Wednesday, from what I understand, based on an interview I saw. So I don't know. We'll have to check on this, but obviously, hey, getting paid on Christmas, that would be pretty sweet, right? But yeah, I think, and Christmas falls on the Thursday. It's not like they fall on the Wednesday. So, hey, whatever, man. Whatever. All right. So what else they got going on here? We go to fund details. You can see these are the funds that they're holding, which we'll get into at the end too. But yeah, no, TQQY and YSPY, right? They're not here. They're not here because they're not, they're diversified in their own manner, right? They are the indexes. These are, specifically for the individual ticker funds that we all have come to know. All right. And then it's going to be, an equal weighted allocation, which obviously will be reallocated accordingly and so on and so forth. Let's say there looks to be expense ratio of 1.38%. Says here it's going to be 1.07 until December 31st, though. So take that for what it's worth. I'm not sure what the other funds charge. I think it's 1.07 actually. But yeah, so that is YBST, and then we can click on YBST, and this basically says it's actually, what does it say? It says the top 5, I think. Where the heck is it? I don't know where it says it, but it doesn't matter. Same thing, pay date 12/25. By the way, distribution yield 96% right there. Let's go to fund details. So yeah, the top 5 yielders: Tesla, Hood, IONQ, Coin, and SMCI. Same 1.38%. Again, you go to here, 1.07 until the end of the year. So they launched, by the way, on December 16th. So if I click on TSYY, actually, let's just see what their expense ratio is. Okay, they're showing 1.15%. All right. Okay. All right, whatever. All right, so now we're going to get to the spreadsheet. Oh, by the way, quick update for next week. The market's closed on Thursday, and the market has a half day. They close at 1 p.m. on Christmas Eve. So options traders, obviously this is an options income ETF, so it's relevant. It's going to be a short week. So the premium that you get for next week ain't going to be as much as what you're used to, right? So when you're rolling your trades today, don't expect as much as you've been normally getting. And by the way, good morning, everyone. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for not leaving me, even though I abandoned you. But yeah, the whole house has the flu for the most part. And yeah, we're still going. We're still tugging along, trying to survive. And we have a cough that you don't even want to know. It's just annoying. Every year, it's just always, I think the older you get, the bigger the man cold, right? Anyway, so let's look at the funds they got here. We know about them, right? And then now we added the essentially two fund of funds. So again, we know how they love to offer two at a time. They did not disappoint, two at a time. All right, so they did skip a week though, and rightfully so. This was a big week because they have never, people have been asking for this, and now they are here. So we will see how they perform. I did not give them an underlying. They're going to need a comparable. I'll let you guys tell me that when we go to the daily compare. But yeah, so they're part of the tracking now. So let's get to it. All right, so let's scroll right to the beginning. We're going to see, again, what we do is like the last 3 days, just because there's so many funds now. We don't really have enough time to go through the whole entire week. But anyway, let's see what we got going here. NVDL, how you doing? Well, NVDL on the 16th, they went up 1.36. NVYY captured 0.42. Well, again, they are, you guys know how these funds work, I assume. But long story short, the YieldBoost funds, what they do is they sell puts to collect premiums so that they can pay you out that massive distribution. But they also buy a put. If they didn't buy a put, see this down 7.38%, this would be down about 7%. All right. Since they bought a put, that bought put saved their asses, and they're only down 3.64%. So yeah, they do what is a credit put spread, right? So they do, they sell a put, buy a put, different strikes. The sell put will be a higher strike, the buy put will be the lower strike. In the end, it's a net premium collected with downside protection, as you can see. But yeah, anyway, that's how they pay you out the distribution. What about yesterday? Yesterday was the 18th. NVDL, they went up 3.47. NVYY, not bad capture, 1.78. So we'll take it. And obviously, you see here, this is the distribution that was announced. It was announced, yesterday, and it's, I think, ex-dividend day is Monday. Although it's reflected here because, again, Google Sheets, it likes to make Saturday the Monday. I don't ask. It's just the way it is. Just the way it is. Do-do-do. That's just the way it is. All right. I'm going to actually mute when I cough because I'm nice now. Let's see. See that? There you go. All right. Anyway, CONL, how you doing? They went up 1.54. What intonation? COYY went down 0.75. Again, I don't know. CONL, again, here's another down day, down 6.5. They went down 1.3. So again, put protection there. And then down 4.23, down 1.32. So CONL, not a very good week. But, at least COYY, it is in the single digits, but it's still protecting the downside. But again, on the recovery, hopefully it is a slow recovery. If it's a fast recovery, they will be limited on that upside, as you know. All right, let's look at TSLL. Tesla, again, this is a tough one. Tesla's a tough one. Tough cookie here. See, big jumps, 6% up. We only captured 1.29. And then a drop of 9.2%. Okay, the down days, we don't even care on these funds, right? We only went down 1.28. So it's like nothing. But then this day, it's like, damn it. You had to do 6.84% in one day. But yeah, we captured 2.42. All right. So, TSYY, you could see it's been in the single digits, $6 fund now. Let's look at BitX. I bet the coin, 2X bet the coin. Went up 4%. Bitcoin's having a struggle bus, man. Who knows what's going on with Bitcoin, but we'll see. All right, so BitX went up 4%. XBitty only captured 0.63. Struggle bus right there. I don't know if that's a term we're going to use here, but we're going with something. I need a sip of coffee. Okay, here we go. I'm a little rusty. Bear with me here. All right. Down 3.89. XBitty only down 0.89 and then down 3.19. Down XBitty went down 0.99. So as much as Bitcoin be sucking, at least we ain't dropping as much. So standing tall at the double digit area. TQQQ index one, right? Triple leverage Qs. Look at this nice little gain, but we went down 0.06%. Again, this midday is always confusing the hell out of me. But anyway, I don't understand why that would happen. Again, I'd have to look at the trades for that day. That's the problem. If we had the intraday trades. Let's see here though, down 5.6, right? That sucks. But we only went down 2.7, so that's good. All right, here's a back, going back up 4.27. We captured 2.66, so a little more than half. All right. SPXL, again, this is triple leverage, but the S&P 500, they went down 0.89. We went down 0.16. They went down 3.4. We went down 1.97. And then they went up 2.32. We actually captured a pretty good amount. Again, this is one of the better performers because it's index related. I like, again, most of the options income ETFs, not even just this one. We like slow recoveries. We like flatline, really trade sideways. That's ideal, right? But if you're going to go up slow. All right. Now, this was slow enough for us because we captured a lot of that upside. So that's good. And you could see YSpice, at what, 1823, not bad. All right. Amazon's fun, AMZZ, double leverage Amazon. They went down 0.03%, but AZYY, look at that, up 0.4. So that's good. AMZZ went down 1.16%. We went down 0.85. Okay, we'll take it. We beat them 2 days in a row. But then again, here's a big update, up 4.96. How did we do? Well, we captured almost 3. So we'll take it. We'll take it. It's at $20. So yeah. Remember, these funds launched at 25. So if you see anything, looking at the yield that they pay, if any of these funds are in the $20 range still, and they're an older fund, then they're doing well. Because let's be real, you don't actually think they're going to stay at 25, right? when they're paying almost all of the funds pay over 100% yield. Of course, yes, it is possible that they can maintain the NAV, but everything would have to, work perfectly. But, the fact that some of these are standing strong in the $20 range with what they paid so far, again, is pretty good. But again, the expectation of growth in these funds, no, you got to get real here. This is an income fund, as we always say. AMDL, how you doing? Well, they went up 1.42. We captured 0.92. Not bad. All right. Now, here's the day where buying puts is like our buddy. They went down. Like, what the heck happened here? Down to 10.42% in one day. These are double leveraged funds, so that days like that can happen. AMYY, Again, I always say this is the best performing fund. Sorry, give me a second. All righty. They went down 4.3%. So less than half. Good thing, because 10% would have hurt. And then we had an update of 2.83. Not sure quite what happened here, but they went down 0.1. We could have used a little update that day. Yesterday, that was. All right, MSTU. Man, MSTU. What? MSTU. I don't. Didn't they have a reverse split? They did, right? And they're ready at $9. I don't know, but whatever. We're not here to talk about MSTU, but they went up 6%. We captured 1.44, and then they went down 8.3. We went down 2.75. So again, good thing. Good thing for buying that put. And then we go here down 2.95. We only went down 0.63. So good thing, man. You better buy puts with freaking MSTU. Good God. MSTR, Bitcoin. It's been, woo-wee. I love how all these predictions, 100K, 200K, or, by end of year, these people on CNBC, what's his name? The BMNU guy. It's just like, come on, just stop. Just stop. Enough with the predictions. Just let it be. Let it be. Do the 10-year prediction, right? Now, don't be saying the end of year. It's just like, and then he's just going to make another prediction and another prediction. You might as well have me on there. Yeah, sure. Yeah, there you go. All right. PTIR, how you doing? They went up 4.78. Ply went up 1.56. Okay, we'll take it. But then here, look, down 11. Like, what in tarnation? We went down 4.7. So again, good thing we bought a put. But check this baby out. They went up 9.2% in one day. That is not what we want to see. Not what we want to see. But again, at least we captured, if you look at this individually, I'll take a 4.53% up day, right? On an options ETF. Hell yeah. So Ply is at $20. Not bad, not bad. Again, you have to just treat all of the options income ETFs as a tool. Everyone bashes every fund, but they don't talk about how the fund works. All right. They're all weapons. They're all weapons in your toolbox. If you don't like the weapon, don't grab it, right? Get the other weapon. So anyway, let's move on. See, I can't even talk anymore. Robin, how you doing? They went up 7.29. Went up 1.53. I needed more. All right. Well, whatever. We went down 6. Here, I protected you there, didn't I? They barely went down 2, so that's good. And then they jumped up 2.15. Robinhood is nuts, man. So Robin obviously is double nuts. We captured 1.1%. So, hey, we'll take that. All right. SMCX, another wild child here. They went up 1.72. We captured 0.73. I'll take it. Down 11. We only went down 4. Hey, I'll take it. Down 3. We only went down 1. All right. Fine. SMYY, good defender, good performer, based on what you were dealt with this week. We should start grading them for the week and see how they did. I should look at some comments, right? After all, we are live. Yeah, it changed, right? Getting soft. All right. What else we got? Yeah, fund to fund showdown. We got to get to the fund to funds. We'll talk about them. Greater than 68K end of year. Yeah, that's more doable. Tom Lee. Yeah, Tom Lee. Yo, let me speak on this. Oh, arriba. All right. What do we got? BABX down 0.92. BBYY down 0.49. All right, fine. We beat it. We beat them. Down 3.22. Down 1.5. All right, good. We can handle that. But then here's an update, up 0.49. Why did we go down? Why? Well, again, it was close enough. Whatever. But BBYY or Bebe is at the 19. We could have hit that 20, almost at that 20. We want that 20. Anyone that stays at the 20 is our friend. Why is this not updated? Anyway, FBLL up about 3% the other day, and we went up 1.2. 1217 does not want to work. You know, sometimes Google is not our friend. So what we could do is we could do a quick refresh. See all the data. Look how much data we went through. FBL, right? Yeah, let's do this. Yeah, it's not up. It's not what. It's not working. All right, we'll go to IONL. Another wild one. Oh my! Like, look at this. Good Lord. All right, up 15.5, up 2.8, down 15.1, down 3. Almost a wash of a day there. And then up 2.7, down 0.085. So what do you do with IONL? That thing, I would not touch that thing with a 10-foot pole. IONL. Anyone trade options on that thing? Anyway, MRAL went down 0.9. May went down 1.05. What's up with that? Then they went down 13%. Not a great week. What is it? This is the Mara one, right? Down 13. Good thing we bought that put. We only went down 2, so that's good. And then here, down 4.4, and then we went down 0.73. So again, we could do nothing on this fund except protect our asses because all we did was get beat up this week. All right. So good thing we bought that put. All right. I'm not a Nugget. How did Nugget do? They went down 0.33%. We went up 0.33. So what did Nuggy say? Nuggy said, yeah. All right. And then Nugget went up 2.26. We captured 0.9. Okay. And then down 0.3. And then we actually went up 0.212%. So not bad. Not bad. All right. Suxol, another triple leverage sucker. But this is a sector-based fund. The semiconductor, you know that one? Pretty much NVIDIA, what NVIDIA does, Soxol does. All right, anyway, whatever. They went down 1.68. Semi went down 0.5. Not bad at all. What the heck? They went down 11% in one day. What a beatdown. We only went down 2.3 because why? Because again, we're selling the put and we're buying the put. And good thing we bought that put because we only went down 2.3, right? And then a big up day, up 7.14. We captured 2.84. All right. You get the gist of how these move. I'm going to fast forward now to some towards the end. Let's see what else we got. YBST again. So if you guys, I know there's obviously some of you live that are paying attention. And it is early in the morning, and most of you probably didn't think I would even go live. So either way, thank you for being live. Who should I compare YBST against, and who should I compare YBST against? Right? Should we compare YBST against YieldMax, and then YBST? That's the high. Does YieldMax have the high funds? Do we want to make this a YieldMax comparison? Do we want to compare it to the Qs? The SPY? I don't know. Do you guys have any thoughts? If not, I can wait till after the video and we can go from there. All right. But let's just, if I plug in YieldMax, let's see what comes up. Yeah, so first day, YieldMax down 2.67, YBST down 2.46, and then YieldMax up 0.39, YBST 2 for 2. So, so SPY, brother votes SPY as the comparison. SPY on both, or I don't know, or do we like YieldMax fund to fund versus fund to fund, and then who's that? And we could do WPay here. For now, I don't know. Again, we could change it later. This could be a, fluctuation. But yeah, obviously, we know how WPay goes. It's leverage for the most part. So Total return comparison. Yeah, well, I could do that on stock analysis at the end too, if you guys want. All right, distribution information, nothing to cover there. It all gets calculated here under the yield, but don't worry, I organize it cleanly here to rate them. So I'm showing the top 5. I'm just curious. Top 5 being meh. All right, so let's see. Where's YBST? All right, so here's YBST. These are the top 5. Let's double check their information. Tesla Hood, IONQ, Coin, SMCI. Well, Tesla's not there. Koi, SMYY. What the hell is that? It's not the right tab. Not the right tab. Tesla Hood, IONQ. Again, maybe it was as of last week. So again, I don't know how often they're going to readjust it, but at least these are the latest 5. The Fab 5, right? May's been doing crazy. So YBST, I did not resort this, did I? All right, hold on. You got to remove filter, and then create filter, and then you sort by yield. So now comparably, if we want, a lot of people are probably going to like this one, YBST. YBST is number 20 with a 79% yield, which it makes them better than AZYY, FBYY, TQQY, and YSPY. Falling short of everyone else. YBST, which is just the high yielder, is 96%. So I would expect a higher yield out of them. So that's interesting. But again, they just came out. So this could be based on just a few days worth of data. All right. So let's get to the holdings and we shall go from there. All right. So brother wants a 6-way comparison. So let's all right. NVYY. So again, when you look at the holdings of these funds, there's a lot going on. All right. It's number 1, cash. They always need freaking cash. They pay weekly. So they have to have cash on hand at all times to pay your asses out. How are they going to pay the distribution? Right. It's also Christmas time. How are they going to give you a Christmas bonus? Just kidding. Anyway, but no, for real. So it's cash, it's T-bills, and then it's all the options underneath. All right. Now, if you look at NVYY, under expiration date, there's a lot of expirations. What they do now, they have 3 expirations for a lot of these funds within 1 week. And we have been told that they'll open trades on the Monday, on the Wednesday, and on the Friday. Obviously, there's holidays coming up, so you're going to see a little differential in those dates. But for the most part, that's why you'll see the various expiration dates. So it gives them a little more opportunity than limiting everything on the Friday, right? Because they are on the Flex exchange too. So look at the strike prices that they're able to use. They're going down to the penny, and they're able to do that. So obviously, there is probably some type of automated selection process that would want them to choose, okay, let's sell the 78.30. Let's buy the 70.47, right? Instead of just doing 78 and 70. Get what I'm saying? Anyway, well, they're selling a put. What expires today? $78. All right, $78. Where are we at? We're at 77. So, hey, what do we want to happen? Realistically, if it closes just above whatever expires today, which is the 78.30, that would be good, right? That would be good. And then when they close this, again, they're not just going to close it and move on. They're going to roll it. They're going to do a rolling order. But again, one part to the rolling order is a buy to close. So when they buy to close, this sell put is going to be much cheaper, right? And then they'll open a new position, and then we'll see how that works out from there, right? Make sense? Good. Anyway, let's move on. All right. So again, there's a lot of funds here, and we can't be dancing around too many of them. But we'll go to the the popular ones. Koi, that's a very, very popular one. Here's a question. Well, it says the real question: who's actually generating enough to cover their distributions? Actually earning that expense ratio. Well, it depends. The distribution rate on a lot of the high yielders, it's an extreme goal. So if you're yielding 100%, not many probably, right? 50%, maybe a few. 20%, a lot of them probably. 15%, sure. I mean, it depends how low we go. How low can you go? DD off to work. Have a great day. Double D did a YieldBoost coverage last night, so go check out his channel. He is living up to his name, the Dividend Degenerate. So have a good day at work. It's Friday at least. Man, what a long week. More ways than one. All right, so let's get to Koi. So what are they doing? Okay. So again, I highlight the expiration dates for today. They're selling puts, 12/19 expiration, $20.85. What's CONL at? $16. So ideally, yeah, you want it to be above here, but that's probably not happening. So when they close this position, they're going to have to cover that gap, right? However, let's see what we bought the put at. We bought the put at 1835. So don't worry, anything under that 1835, the damage has been done, right? Our security is starting to help us out, whooping some ass, all right? So yeah, the further you go down, as soon as we start going below 20, it's like, ouchie, ouchie, ouchie. And then you get here, and it's like, stunned back. I got you. And then we got protection. And, and you could see that, right? We see that on the big drops. When these double leveraged funds drop, that's when these buys, these are our friends, right? If you trade options yourself, you love these things because they save you, right? When there's big sell-offs that's unexpected, maybe not enough people, not enough funds use these, and they should, because the big drops, I mean, they're painful. They are painful. All right. Anyway, let's move on. TSYY, what are you doing? Well, they're selling the put. This, again, Tesla, obviously TSLL. They trade TSLL and TSLR. So again, the thought process behind choosing that, I assume they get a better deal on one than the other. So I like to see that they're using both at the same time. It tells me one has a better deal than the other sometimes. So that's, that's good. They're not just saying, we'll just use ours, or we'll just use this one, right? Anyway, sell and put at what, 2028? Let's see what we're doing here. TSL, is that for which ticker is that for? That's for TSLL. Oh yeah, TSLL is at 2234. So again, this is going to be chump change to sell. You can see the market value right now. They'd pay $388,000 to close that sucker. Which, again, I keep saying I'm going to add the per share, but I never did. Someday. All right, so let's move on to XBiddy. XBiddy is bit to X. Let's see what they're doing. Make this bigger. There you go. They're selling a put, $30.72. How you doing? 26. Not doing too great, but we did buy at 27. So again, the damage has been done. So if BitX goes down, a lot further, at least on this position, the damage has been done. Anything in the middle is the damage, but now it's below. But again, we do have other puts, which are lower, so the damage can be done there. So we have to keep in mind other positions, but at least considering this one, it's gonna be a little expensive to close that sucker out. But at least we're gonna make some money when we sell to close this put. All right, does that make sense? All right, TQQY, very straightforward fund. If you're going to track a fund, this is the one because it's very simple. There you go. Sell put, Buy put. Okay, that's easy. They sold a put at 52. They bought a put at 47. All right. So what does that mean? Well, TQQQ is at 51. And again, if it closes just above 52, you're going to have a good day. You'll track the underlying maybe 1-to-1, maybe better, maybe a little less. Who knows? But right now, it's so far so good. All right, let's look at YSpy. Same thing, and very easy to track. These are simple, much more simple. And I don't know why they don't have the Monday, Wednesday, Friday for these. Maybe they're not available on the triple leverage under the options chain. I don't know. We'll have to ask. I know a lot of people have been interviewing him. So if you see him getting interviewed, ask him and then report back. That's your homework. Anyway, selling puts, what we got? 220. Let's see what we're doing here. We got a 214. So we're underneath. We're in the middle zone. All right. So this is at the middle zone. Right. So that's where we, it kind of hurts, right? $6. So that's a $6 gap right now, but we'll see. It could come up. We did look green last time I looked. If I go to stock analysis, S&P, it's flat actually. What was the fund? SPXL. They're up in the pre-market, up 0.78% at 216. So could it hit 220? Sure. All right, so let's look at AZYY. How you doing? Well, selling a put at what, $30, buying a put at 27. They're at 30. So that's again ideal, perfect spot. We'll see how the day closes though. Amy, again, one of the best performers, 15.25. What do we got here? Buying a put at 13. All right, so here's AMDL 13. So yeah, we're dropping, man. This put is about to protect us, but we're not sure we're going to need it. And then they got, again, they got other expiration dates. Only two though, not the three. But let's move on. Mitty, how you doing? Again, so on Mitty, what they can do, they could trade MSTU or they could trade MSTX. Let me take a sip of coffee real quick. All right, so let's see. All right, so they're selling this at what, 1164, buying the 10. Let's check it out down here where we're at. MSTU is at $9. So obviously $9 is below both. So since it's below the buy, again, the damage has been done, but the protection is in place and helping. It's in blast off mode. It's backing your ass up, right? You got punched in the face, but on the way down, now your buddy's here. He's got your back and you're good. It's not going to get any worse. All right, Ply, how we doing? Well, let's see. We got a 30 and we got a 30. Ply is doing good. Check, check. How's Hoy doing? Hoy's got a 64 and a 56. They're at 61, right in the middle. So they're still getting punched in the face a little bit. I should probably freeze. Well, let me freeze. Freeze 2 rows up to row 2. There you go. All right, good. All right, so anyway, we got what, the 14 and the 13. Sell and put 14, buy and put 13. All right, so they're already using the put protection because they're getting a little beat up. This market has been very unpredictable lately. All right, BBYY, selling the put at 40, buying a put at 36. They're just at the buy put part, so they're about to use their security blanket. All right, FBYY, the two, 31 and 28. They're at 33. So again, this is not in danger of, losing essentially money, right? It's very cheap to close, but we could be limited on the upside capture. All right. IOYY. Oh, here's a lot of trades. They're very active. This one's a wild child here. But for today, they only have the 43. All right. They're selling the put at 43. Wow. They're at 36. So that put protection is very key wherever they landed it. They landed it at 38. 38 is okay. So it's already protecting them since it's at 36. So you could see kind of, the protection there. May. All right. So May is at 773 and a 680. So they're selling the put that expires today at $7. Wow, man, this thing is MRAL. What's Mara doing, man? They're at 543. What they buy the put at 680? So yeah, good thing, man. The put is protecting their asses. Nuji, all right. How you doing, Nuji? All right. What are we doing? We got it at 183 and a 164, and we're at 182. That's perfect. All right. Nuji is doing well. You know, index ones, gold ones, doing all right. Garbage man here. Still dark out. All right. So selling puts 41. Let's see. 38. This is for Soxel. So 38 is not below their buy put, but it is below their sell put. So again, the damage, you know, is getting done. You're getting punched in the face. But if Soxel rises above today at 41 or above, then yeah, won't be as bad. We'll see. So let's hope for a little green for Soxel. QBY selling a put for 29. Let's see where we're at. 32. Super cheap to close. Again, ideally, you want it a little closer. You don't want it to jump too high because you know, I'm not saying we're here to capture the upside, but we're here to capture a little upside. So, you know, we want a little something with our yields. All right. We are greedy bastards after all. We want our cake and want to eat it too. All right. So if you look at RGYY, they got nothing expiring today. They're taking the weekend off. But we'll see how they perform for the following week. RTYY, nothing for this week either. So again, they're chilling. HMYY, same thing, chilling. Nothing to really focus on there. So here's YBST. So again, there's nothing to talk about for them for covered calls, but you'll see, right? All right. So they own the Tesla fund, the Hood fund, the IONQ fund, the Coin fund, and the SMCI fund. So again, if you want the if you're just in it for the income, the high yield, and you don't care about anything else, you just want to get paid out. You just want to throw your investment in there, get paid out the yield, and you don't care. I guess this is your fund, right? They do have cash, obviously. Yes, they need cash. They got to pay you a distribution. But you know, I have no underlying to compare it to. But again, this is the allocation, and it's going to be the top 5, the Fab 5, right? All right. So YBST, this is going to own all of them. And what I think they should do, and what I think they're doing, and this is my thought process. Why would they have a top 5 when every single fund is a high yield? Why would they have a high yield of the top 5s? This tells me that they're going to start offering maybe, like say they don't have an Apple fund. That's a little more stable. Even the double leveraged Apple is a little more stable. Or I believe there's a double leveraged Berkshire. So maybe make a fund on that one, right? So maybe start to balance it out. And that way, obviously, yeah, the top 5 makes sense. Because then once they add those lower yielding funds, it'll balance out this, right? So then there'll be that's good for the fund of fund people, and the people that don't want any part of the lower yields, they'll buy the top 5. So I think if YieldBoost, if Granite shares, if you are listening, I think it's time to shift gears now and now offer some of the, we'll call them quote unquote, I mean, when is double leverage, quote unquote, safe? But you get what I'm saying. You know, the lower yielding ones, I mean, the lower implied volatilities that have a double leverage, maybe offer those products out to balance out your fund of funds. Because, I mean, what is this paying? 80%? Yeah, that's amazing. Can it take a hit to 70? Sure. 60? Sure. You know, is that comparable? Yeah. I mean, it's dominating. What are these other fund of funds paying? I'm sure it ain't 80%. So they could take a hit on the yield, because if 80% is their yield, they could take a hit. So they can add some, you know, some safer plays. I know that, you know, some people may not feel the same way, but I just think that would be a good idea. All right. All right. So that is pretty much the update. Let me take a sip of coffee. Let me play some music, and let me chit chat with you suckers. All right. I don't even know sick is the word, but it's just annoying. That's what it is. when you get old, it's annoying, especially when you have a work from home job, because even when you're sick, you just kind of work anyway. But all right, so brother's been, he has not been in his old happy brother ways, you know. Someone's got to give him a fund that is a beautiful fund. But yeah, he's been taking I think Misty beat him down too much, as Misty beat us all down. Good returns on the DTE funds. Okay. All right, let's see. Granite shares is YieldMax on steroids, NAV avalanche. All right. All right, so any questions? I know that, well, that wasn't short. That was 46 minutes. Not bad for, I haven't really had much of a voice all week. I haven't really had I think the only video I did was Monday, right? Yeah. But yeah, man, there's the fund of funds is here now. People have been asking for it. Here it is. All right. So again, the fund of funds, we'll say it, we'll go to it one more time. It's called YBST. We're calling it YBST. I know they did this to call it YieldBoost, but they should call it YBST because it sounds cooler. 80% yielder, right? And it's gonna buy all of the tickers that have the individual, you know, company underlyings, the double leverage version of them, of course. So we'll see how they how it all plays out, how they perform. If it balances out nicely, I don't know. We shall see. But yeah, man, it's I don't know. We'll see how it goes. It's interesting times. We're not really. I'm not feeling the Santa Claus rally. Are you? You know, it's been like I feel like we're all getting cold, right? Bitcoin. It's another Bitcoin update. 88K. We go to the stock analysis. We get the S&P is down 0.02, Nasdaq's up 0.4, Dow is down 0.15, and the Russell is up 0.3. So yeah, man, it's and here's the YieldBoost watch list. You know, I should probably add the other funds as we go, but Ply, you know, this is based on the last day, up 4.52, so they had the best day of the bunch. But yeah, I'll add the other funds, and then we could do, I guess, periodic updates on this as well. Just a quick way to view it. But yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions. Obviously, we go back to the stats. These are the high yielders. And we did all the comparisons. We did it all. We did it not bad, right? I feel like I missed something. I didn't miss anything. Thank you, LA. I am almost, I'll say I'm like 85%. 85%. Kids are home all week though. Yay for me. Yeah, well, I'm half swinging, right? I'm not in full mode here. But M Don is typing the same. I've never seen M Don, but he's typing the same thing twice. Sacred of owning ETFs because decay rebalancing. Oh, you're scared of owning leverage ETFs because of decay rebalancing? Or any ETFs? Wolf bought 20 shares of YBST and won't invest until it pays itself. Well, that'll be at least a year and a half probably, based on the 80% yield, and of course based on the performance of the price. LA's got to run. LA, I will try to be at your premiere. I've been slacking on that too, but you know, once you're not, when you feel a certain way, it's like you can't even. Yeah, I had to work, but you know that you got to do that. But it's like Get in the mood. 120. Oh, wow. That's awesome. 10K for LA before the end of the year. Probably before Christmas if you guys step it up. But yeah, go subscribe to LA Appliance Guy. He's been, definitely more entertaining than me today for sure. I'm not even like blah, blah. I'm just like blah, blah, blah. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about the fund of funds, right? Are you guys happy? Are you sad? Do you not give a damn? What's your thought? And do you agree with me that they should start adding maybe just a little less degenerate funds to see how they perform with the credit put spread strategy, right? Because they have Amazon, and Amazon I consider safe. They have Meta, consider safe. Where's Apple, right? Where's Apple? Why not add Apple? Why not add Berkshire, right? Why not add some of these up? Why not Costco, right? Walmart. Come on, let's do it. Let's do it. I think so. Double leverage Walmart? Does it even exist? I would assume it does. I mean, they have double leverage for everything. So Walmart, they gotta have. But anyway, man, yeah, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on that. I think it would be a good idea, especially now that we have the Beast Mode fund. Beast Mode. All right, so anyway, guys and gals, thank you all for being here, for real. We got now 176 of you between X and YouTube. I do appreciate it. As always, the Fridays are, the YieldBoost coverage because it's the day after they declare. However, I think I mentioned this in the beginning. The YBST fund, the YBIDI and the YBST, they are on a different schedule. So I believe the individual tickers, they pay on the Tuesday, and then the fund of funds, they're going to pay on the Wednesday. All right. Even though this shows Thursday, December 25th, but that's another story. But I believe it's going to pay on the Wednesday. And I also believe Will is asking the community, are you okay with that day? Do you prefer different pay days? But my answer to him on that is leave it how it is. And then if you offer different types of funds, which I have a whole bunch of, ideas for that, like Roddy, they could build a Roddy fund, right? Count me in. And then have that pay on the Thursday, right? There you go. Or then have another type of fund, have that pay on the Friday. Why not, right? Why not? Different types, they don't only have to stick to the credit put spread, obviously. I don't know. That's my answer. Not like he's asking me, but there it is. All right. Let me see. Go to some comments. Yeah, what happened? I don't know. Bunch of softies here, right? Wednesday is okay with Wolf. There's Appliance Guy. Is YouTube. Only 110. All right. Yeah, we got to do a push today. Maybe I'll get on X. Retweet it, brother. You're on X too. We can both retweet it. Get them to 110 or to get them 110 more to 10K. All right. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, as always, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, and this video was for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you're entertained. If not, come back next week for another episode of YieldBoost. Sorry, I had to be a little weird. Can't go a whole video without being weird. But for real, do your own research. You guys know about these funds. If not, go. There's a prospectus on every single fund attached to it. I know it's a lot to read, but it's your money. You work your ass off for. Understand how the funds work. Do your own research. That's all we're saying. All right, what else? If you guys enjoy this content, if you enjoy the channel, hit the like button, right? If you want to help out the channel, tell your friends, tell your family, and All right, outside of that, I got nothing, but it's time for the keyword. You know what that means? That means you guys got to think of one. So if you made it this far in the video and you want to prove it, you gotta say the keyword. What is the keyword? Is it John Cena retired? Right? John Cena just had his last match. Sad, right? An era is over. It's over. No more John Cena. You can't see me. What else? What's the key word? Is it John Cena? Is it health? Good. That's a good one. Marcia Little, 1860. We got anything better than that? You can't see him. He's gone. Yep, he is gone. But I don't know. I think everyone's holidayed out already, and we're not even in the holiday. He gone. That sounds a little too depressing. So we doing how about I'm gonna do my own. You can't see him. There you go. All right. You can't see him. All right. YBST, that would have been a good one too. But obviously YBST is here to stay. And we can see YBST. We see it. We see it. Making bank so far. We'll see how it goes. But anyway, guys and gals, if you made it this far in the video and you would like to prove it to myself and all these other suckers, you gotta type the keyword. The keyword today is you can't see him. Remember when The Rock made fun of him? You can't see me. I don't know. I always enjoyed that. It was pretty funny. But anyway, if you made it this far in the video, you got to type in on X or YouTube, you can't see him, because John Cena retired. That's a big moment. Big moment. He's, I'm not going to say, I guess he is a legend. I'm not a John Cena fan. But you got to give him his due, you know? Yeah, no? Anyway, I'm out of here. Thank you for watching, and I'm back. I'll be back for the next however long, and I'll see you tomorrow. All right, sound good? All right, thank you all for being here. Thank you for being here live. Thank you for watching after, and yeah, have a good day. Later.